Okay, so here we got the tub with all our nice pretty caulking that's still there. So we want to get this caulking off. You need to get this caulking completely off, because if not, then your tiles won't butt up as far as you need them to, and it just causes a lot of problems. So trust me on this one, you do want to take it off. So all you need to do is take your flat bar, your screwdriver, anything flat, and in this case, just scrape down. Now if you're afraid of scraping your tub, don't worry. Tubs, one, are very, very robust. They can take a lot of abuse. Now don't tell your kids that. But you can scrape away. And the other good part is, even if you do accidentally happen to scratch it, your tile will sit about a ½ inch up from the floor by the time you put your mud down and then your tile over top. And then by the time you put that bead of caulking in afterwards, you won't see a thing. So even if you do mess up, don't worry about it. So you just want to scrape it away, and then you want to get out as much as you can. It's not essential you get it all out, but as much as you can just makes your life easier when you're doing your tiling. So that's all there is to it, to getting the caulking. You want to do that on all your corners and edges, anywhere that had it before. Scrape it off, whether you need a knife, a flat screwdriver, anything that works, and then you're ready to go. So after that, we will show you how to fix up this floor to make sure it's nice and flat and level and ready to go. Alright, so looking around, I found a few spots that raised up and a few spots that have come down. This floor, fortunately and unfortunately, is pretty flat and free of any problems. I wanted to make sure I showed you enough so that you'd know in case your floor had some dips and dives. As far as a few, but we're just going to have to kind of think outside the box a bit. Now there is a little raise up here. It's the only one I could find. It's just a small one here. Now if this one was any bigger, we would have to use an angle grinder. This angle grinder has a diamond tip blade, which you're able to cut through concrete, no problem with these things. These things are very powerful, they work really well, but an essential when using this tool is to make sure you have your safety equipment on. Always wear your safety glasses and your earmuffs. They're very loud and they do cause a fair amount of dust, so make sure you either have a mask or you have the room well ventilated. But just be very careful around them. They can cut very quickly, very harshly. So that would be if the dip or the bulge was a lot higher. This case is just a small guy, so what you want to do is you take what's called a cold chisel. Basically it's a chisel, but it's meant for concrete, and your hammer. Now, just before that, I should put on my glasses in case anything goes flying here. So put on our safety glasses, and we'll just chisel this thing away. That was easy. There we go. So now we no longer have that raised spot. And believe it or not, this little guy could cause a lot of headaches. If you were to leave him, miss him for any reason, if you do see it later on, make sure you get it. You'll see why later on when we're doing the floor with putting down the tile. Any raised pieces like that can cause a big headache in trying to keep your tiles flat. So we'll come back and I'll show you how to do the dips, how to fix the dips next.